Welcome back. Welcome back. Here we go to step two of the top 5 things you should do first in Go High Level when you get a new account. So today we're going to be talking about step number 2, which is purchasing and configuring your phone line. Okay. Again, your phone number and your phone line are the initial entry point into the CRM. So when people call, when people text, all of that information is captured, stored, and you have a historical communication for all of your clients in there. Okay. You're able to record calls, transcribe calls. So, a quick hack, I love making sure that people call my CRM number because I am horrible at taking notes and writing things down. And I'm usually driving or moving of some sort where I can't really take the proper notes that I need. So I make sure people call into my CRM number so that way it is being recorded. I can transcribe it, and now I can use those as notes when I need to go back to the client, and or if I'm just taking that information and analyze it in Claude or ChatGPT. So highly recommend you purchase a phone number so that way you can not have your single point of entry be set up properly. Okay. All right, so we're going to start here on the Get Started page as always. We're going to navigate to Settings on your bottom left. And then once you get in here, you're going to look for phone numbers. And it's going to bring you to this screen. So now the very first time you purchase a phone number, you're going to go through a verification process. And I'm going to show you what that looks like in here. We're not going to purchase a number fully in this account. But I do want to show you what that initial stage looks like so you are familiar with it if you haven't purchased numbers before. Okay, so making sure that you're on a numbers tab and then you hit add number. And you're going to add a phone number used for SMS and calls. There are a number of other things and types of phone numbers you can purchase, but this is the one that you want. So add phone number. And then you're going to go select the phone number. So you're going to start out with whatever your area code is, or if you want a toll-free number, you can do so. So when you hit filter, I always like to filter to the first part of the number, and then I enter, my area code. So whatever that is, whether it's a 888-833 toll-free number or it's a local area code number. So for giggles and training purposes, we're going to use Tampa, which is 813, and we're going to hit apply. And then once you hit apply, it's going to show you all of the numbers starting with 813 or in your local area, whatever area code you use. And now the other thing I will mention is monthly pricing on phone numbers. Toll-free numbers tend to be a little bit more expensive, but I have not seen numbers over $6 or $7 at max. And that is the cheapest number you will find out in the market. So you can go to Ring, you can go to Verizon, all the cell phone places or whatever. It's going to cost you way more money to get a phone number. So I purchase these things left and right because they're $1 a month or, a few dollars a month. So highly recommend again. Ditch the cell phone carrier line that you're spending $100 and something a month for. Purchase you one from the CRM, put that on your business cards and have it auto forward to your actual cell phone. It will save you a ton of money. Anyway, that was a quick hack. So once you get in here and you're ready to purchase a number, just to say you're going to pick whatever local area code number you're going to go to, and then you're going to hit proceed to buy. Again, if this is your first time, you're going to have to go through the verification process. And this is what it looks like. So it's really simple. It's one of those biometric kind of things where you click here to begin. It's going to recommend you go through either a cell phone or you could use your computer. The cell phone usually works out better because the cameras are better, but you can still do it if you have a webcam on your computer as well. So if you hit begin, you're going to select which type of or the country of your ID is. So if this is a driver's license or a passport, whatever you're going to have the choice to come down here and select. Mostly everybody has a driver's license or state ID at minimum. So once you click here, you have the option continue here, continue on another device, all that good stuff. Let me pause real fast, and I'll go grab my information so that way you can see what the next steps looks like. All right, so once you hit continue on another device, it's going to ask you to scan a QR code, which I'm going to do. All right, so here is the next steps. It asks you to do a selfie as well, so it can make sure it's you. So stand by. So you put your face in here, you turn left, you turn right, you do all the things. It's going to capture and everything from there. And then once that is through, then it will bring you to purchasing the phone number. So hold one. All right, so once it is approved and everything, it'll bring you back to the screen to purchase the number, and you'll purchase the number and it will populate for you. And so it takes a couple of minutes to populate, but while that's cooking, I'm gonna jump to the account that actually has purchased a number, right? So once your number is purchased, it's going to look something like this. It will have no, I've already started some of the um, configuration in here, but it will all be blank. It'll just say, your name's number, no forwarding number, no call timeout, and whatnot. And so this is where you come to when you start to configure your phone number. So we're going to hit the three dots and we're going to go down to number configuration. So once you click that, all of these are going to open up. So you can then begin to name your numbers. And so if this is your primary business line, you're going to say primary business line. If you have team members or yourself, you can select yourself in here. And then you can tell it where to actually ring. So if you sit at your computer, if you have the mobile app, if you have your phone number, you can tell it to turn on all of these things. If you have VAs who are virtual or other people who work that sit by the computer, you may want to just turn on the web app so that way it can ring through the computer for them to pick up the phone, and so on and so forth. Okay, so for yourself, you can leave. I would turn off the web app if you know you're not going to be sitting there, so your computer's not going crazy. But the mobile app and the phone number at a minimum is what you need to have turned on. For call recording, you're going to make sure this is toggled on so it can record all of your calls. Okay, and then it's going to auto check this call recording message, and this call is being recorded for quality purposes. You can remove this. I highly recommend you don't. But you can remove this by state. Each state depends on which one you're in, but it will require you to let people know that they are being recorded. So this is a default message. Most people are already used to hearing this, so it's not a big deal. Okay, once you do that, you're going to come in here, make sure you're always hitting save. It's probably going to close out. Let's open it back up. Configuration, and then you're going to go to call forwarding. Okay, and this is where you're going to tell it where you want this number to forward to when somebody calls it. So when somebody calls into the CRM, the 727 number, it's either going to ring here and all of that, or it's going to ring to your cell phone. So you want to make sure that your cell phone is placed into the external phone number, or whatever number you want it to call is placed into that external number. Okay. If you have a voice agent that is set up in the system, you can select the voice agent for this particular line. And when people call it, if you don't pick it up, your voice agent will answer. If you want it to then ring another number, you can then enter a third number. So if it rings, it doesn't come here, then it automatically goes to this number. Okay. With this, if you have multiple team members in here, you can ring multiple phones for each of those team members, and their different phones or how they have theirs set up will ring as well. Okay. Important here for inbound calls, especially, you want to make sure that incoming call timeout is turned on, and it's less than 20 seconds because you don't want your native voicemail to pick up. And when I say native voicemail, I mean your actual cell phone number voicemail. So if you let it ring too long, and you don't send it anywhere like to voicemail or a voice AI, it's going to go to your personal cell phone's voicemail. If that's okay with you, great. If that's not okay with you, then you can record a voicemail for the business and then have it route to the voicemail after 20 seconds instead of your personal. For your outgoing calls, you want to make this number higher, because you want it to ring. If this number is like 5 to 10 seconds, it will ring 2 or 3 times and never ever make it to the person's voicemail or long enough ringing so they can actually pick it up. So it'll ring for 10 seconds and then it'll hang up the phone. So you want to make sure that this number is big enough. And I usually use 20 or 40 and are sufficient. Okay. And then advanced settings, is call connect is press a button to connect the call. Whisper message is, when it's ringing, it will whisper in the phone line. The other person won't hear it, but it will tell you the information that it's going to whisper. Say if you're using your personal cell phone number, it'll say call from business, and you'll hear that in the phone. The other person won't. Okay, phone number I see when receiving the call. I almost always select CRM's phone number, and that's because I like to program that number into my cell phone. And then I know anytime that somebody calls this number, my business line name is going to pop up so I know how to answer the phone. So instead of saying hello, I can answer the phone. Hi, this is Angie from Amana Consulting Group. How can I help you, sir, ma'am? You know what I mean? If you use contact's phone number, then you will always have the contact's number calling through and you won't know who it is that's calling. So if you have a dedicated phone, then that may not be such a big deal. But I like the fact that I can see caller ID and answer the phone with a professional, initial line, rather than hello or what have you. Okay. What else? Connect me to the contact outbound. This is all will be grayed out for you. But if you turn on some of these things, some of the settings will change for you. If I think call connect will turn some of this stuff on. But yeah, these will become available if certain settings are selected. Okay, if you have caller ID or you want to bring your own phone number, you can. They do now have porting functionality in GoHighLevel, so you can bring your phone number to the platform. And that is how you configure your phone line to do what needs to be done. Okay. Now, there are a ton of other settings in here that we won't go over. That's a little bit more extensive, but this is enough to get you having a phone line that can make in and outbound calls. Okay. A2P process is required for you to have text message capability. And again, that's a whole nother episode that we'll talk about in the future. You can click through these things. Some of these have to do with the A2P center and understanding what the capabilities of your phone are. This is all for text message things, voice. This is one I will tell you to come to after you finish configuring your phone. Call recording will be on. You can determine whether you want to keep old recordings or not. I never check this on because I don't want to auto delete anything. And you never really run out of space in the system. Call transcription must be turned on. You have to enable this setting if you want the calls to be transcribed. So come in here to the voice tab on the call recording and transcription and turn on transcribing. Okay. Voicemail and missed calls. This is where you will ensure that your voicemail recording is uploaded for your business. You can do that on your cell phone using the voice recorder, or you can do that using any number of software out there to get you a audio file. Okay, incoming calls. Again, we talked about this. The voicemail will be played and the phone carrier recommend a timeout of 20 seconds or less. See right here, if somebody were to call here, even though we configured the phone number, it's still really low. So we want to make sure that you can put this anywhere between 0 and 20. 15 and 20 is good, but 20 seconds will ensure that your native voicemail doesn't pick up and then it gets sent here. And it will ring long enough for you to pick it up. Okay. Missed call text back. Once you have SMS enabled through A2P, you'll be able to, if anybody calls and misses, it'll automatically send them a text. So speed to lead kind of thing. Okay. Call scripts are in there for you. Disposition, if you have folks that's working with you, you can add dispositions in here, like voicemail, no answer, left a call back, a follow up, all those kinds of things. You can connect this to a VoIP phone that sits on your desk. This is another process that you actually have to have a physical VoIP phone as well. But if you do, you are able to do that in here. And in other settings, just make sure the settings are set up the way you want them to be set up. So forward calls to your business phone. Yep, you can. We did that with the configuration. Ring user assigned to the call number. We also did that with the configuration. Allow private calls is like where you can. It's private call basically. If you don't want that to be let through, just uncheck that. Same thing for outbound calls. Go through these settings. A lot of them are self-explanatory. Okay. And Trust Center is where you're going to do your A2P process in here. Again, we won't go into detail here, but it's very simple. Start this process here. And then once this is approved, you can go to all of the rest of the tabs and they should get approved. It's fairly easy. Additional settings. There's some additional settings in here that are there for you if you want. Number intelligence just gives you the name and contact information. I find it to be highly wrong because a lot of people, they don't pay for their cell phone bill. So if their parents are paying their cell phone bill, their parents' name is going to pop up here even though you're talking to Jimmy because it's Jimmy's phone. Okay, so I'll leave that unchecked. Plus it costs you a little extra money for this as well. Telephony providers, most likely it's lead connector in here for you guys only. And then verification applies. This applies once you get to A2P qualified and all that kind of stuff. Just making sure that you are meeting the A2P compliance checks. And that is your phone setup and configuration. Okay. Again, your phone is going to be your initial entry into the CRM, and I highly recommend you purchase a number in the CRM to help not miss leads and leave money on the table. That's all I got for you, and I'll see you in the next lesson.
Running a business is about focus. It's about having the right environment to do your best work. It's about the systems that keep you organized and ensure your clients remain at the heart of everything you do. If this gave you direction today, we're building systems like this inside the school community, so your business actually feels easier to run day to day. Join us when you're ready. You'll find the link in the description box. We are excited to build with you.